The early 1970s, a period of intense social and cultural upheaval in the United States, a time of revolution, of voices rising. Amidst this turbulence, a new kind of cinema emerged. Bold, unapologetic, black. This was Blaxploitation, a genre that redefined the landscape. Before Blaxploitation, Hollywood largely relegated black actors to stereotypical roles. Servants, sidekicks, criminals. Blaxploitation shattered that mold, breaking barriers. It placed black characters front and center. It gave them agency. It gave them power. It gave them a voice. These films weren't just entertainment. They were statements. They were a reflection of the times, a mirror to society. The civil rights movement had ignited a firestorm of change, a revolution in thought and action. Black Americans were demanding to be seen, to be heard, to be respected, to be acknowledged. Blaxploitation movies gave voice to these demands. These films were raw, gritty, unfiltered. They didn't shy away from the realities of urban life. They embraced them. They tackled issues like poverty, crime, and police brutality head on. They confronted the harsh truths, and they did it with style, with flair, with an unmistakable edge. The term Blaxploitation is a portmanteau of black and exploitation, reflecting both the empowerment and controversy surrounding the genre. Blaxploitation films were born out of a need for representation and a desire to capitalize on the growing black urban audience. They provided a platform for black actors and filmmakers who were often marginalized in mainstream Hollywood. The genre sought to portray strong, independent black protagonists who fought against oppression and corruption, resonating with the civil rights movement's ideals and the rise of black pride. Several actors became icons through their roles in Blaxploitation films and went on to achieve broader. The term Blaxploitation itself is a double-edged sword, a combination of black and exploitation. On the surface, it seems to highlight the exploitative nature of the genre. These films were often made on shoestring budgets. Studios were quick to cash in on the trend. But something interesting happened. While studios saw dollar signs, black audiences saw something different. They saw themselves represented on screen in a way they never had before. Yes, these films could be exploitative, but they were also empowering. They gave a voice to the voiceless. They offered a glimpse of black heroes who fought back against oppression. Blaxploitation movies weren't perfect. They often relied on stereotypes, but they also challenged them. They showed the complexity of black life, the good, the bad, and everything in between. While the Blaxploitation genre introduced us to unforgettable icons, it also gave rise to pioneering entertainers who left an indelible mark on cinema and culture. One such figure was Rudy Ray Moore, known as the Godfather of Rap. Moore was a comedian and musician who brought his larger-than-life character Dolemite to the big screen. In the 1975 film Dolemite, Moore played a pimp and nightclub owner framed for a crime he didn't commit. The film was a unique blend of comedy, action, and over-the-top characters, quickly becoming a cult classic. Its success not only solidified Moore's place in Blaxploitation history, but also led to sequels and influenced future generations of entertainers. Rudy Ray Moore's influence extended beyond the silver screen. His audacious humor and rhythmic storytelling laid the groundwork for the emergence of rap music, earning him the title of the Godfather of Rap. By melding comedy with social commentary, Moore created a new form of artistic expression that resonated deeply with audiences. His contributions to both cinema and music continue to inspire artists who seek to push boundaries and challenge conventions. Moore's legacy is a testament to the power of Blaxploitation films to transcend their genre. They offered a platform for diverse talents to shine, breaking new ground and paving the way for future generations. Through characters like Dolemite, Blaxploitation cinema showed that Black entertainers could be complex, multifaceted, and unapologetically bold. As we look back on the era of Blaxploitation, it's clear that these pioneering entertainers were more than just performers. They were visionaries who used their craft to challenge societal norms and redefine what it meant to be a hero on screen. Their impact is still felt today, reminding us that true artistry knows no bounds. Pam Grier, often dubbed the Queen of Blaxploitation, Grier starred in classics like Coffee, 1973, and Foxy Brown, 1974. Her powerful performances opened doors for her in mainstream Hollywood, leading to roles in films like Jackie Brown, 1997, directed by Quentin Tarantino, Pause 2's. But Pam Grier wasn't the only star to shine brightly in the Blaxploitation era. Jim Brown, a former NFL star, turned his athletic prowess into a commanding presence on screen. With roles in films like Slaughter, 1972, and Three the Hard Way, 1974, Brown became a symbol of strength and resilience. Pause 2's. Then there was Richard Roundtree, who brought the character of John Shaft to life in the groundbreaking film Shaft, 1971. Roundtree's portrayal of the cool, confident private detective broke new ground and helped redefine the image of Black masculinity in cinema. Pause 2's. And let's not forget Fred Williamson, another ex-football player who transitioned seamlessly into acting, known for his roles in Black Caesar, 1973, and Hell Up in Harlem, 1973. Williamson's tough guy persona and undeniable charisma made him a standout figure in the genre. Pause 2's. These icons were more than just actors. They were trailblazers who challenged Hollywood's status quo. Their contributions to Blaxploitation cinema not only entertained, but also empowered, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to inspire new generations of artists. Yeah, pause 3's. While the actors often took center stage, the directors and writers behind the scenes were equally groundbreaking. They were the visionaries who brought these stories to life, challenging the norms of Hollywood and creating a new narrative for Black cinema. Gordon Parks, known for directing the iconic film Shaft, 1971, Parks was more than just a filmmaker. He was a trailblazer in photography and literature as well. His work in Shaft not only defined the genre, but also opened doors for future Black filmmakers. Melvin Van Peebles, often considered the godfather of Blaxploitation, Van Peebles wrote, directed and starred in Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, 1971. His daring and unapologetic approach to storytelling set the stage for the Blaxploitation era and proved that Black filmmakers could find success on their own terms. Jack Hill. Although not Black, Hill's collaborations with Pam Grier in films like Coffee, 1973, and Foxy Brown, 1974, were instrumental in shaping the genre. His ability to create strong, complex Black female characters made him a significant figure in Blaxploitation cinema. Larry Cohen, a writer and director known for his work in Blaxploitation films like Black Caesar, 1973, and Hell Up in Harlem, 1973. Cohen's knack for blending social commentary with action and drama made his films resonate with audiences. Jim Kelly. A skilled martial artist, Kelly brought a unique blend of physical prowess and charisma to his roles. He gained fame with his performance in Enter the Dragon, 1973, alongside Bruce Lee, and subsequently starred in Blaxploitation films like Black Belt Jones, 1974, and Three the Hard Way, 1974. Kelly's contributions helped to diversify the genre, bringing in elements of martial arts and action. These directors and writers were not just creating movies, they were crafting a movement. They pushed boundaries, broke stereotypes, and laid the groundwork for future generations of Black storytellers. Their contributions to Blaxploitation cinema were monumental, and their legacies continue to inspire filmmakers today. Pam Grier, Richard Roundtree, Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, Jim Kelly, Rudy Ray Moore. These actors brought charisma, grit, and undeniable screen presence to the genre. They weren't just actors, they were icons, symbols of Black power and resilience. Blaxploitation wasn't just about action and attitude, it was about style. From the clothes to the cars to the music, these films oozed coolness. The fashion was unmistakable. Bell-bottoms, platform shoes, afros. These were the clothes of a generation that wasn't afraid to stand out, to make a statement. And then there was the music, funk, soul, R&B. The soundtracks of Blaxploitation movies were as iconic as the films themselves. Artists like Curtis Mayfield, Marvin Gaye, and Isaac Hayes created unforgettable scores that perfectly captured the energy and the angst of the era. Blaxploitation wasn't just a genre, it was a cultural phenomenon. It influenced music, fashion, and even language. Its impact could be felt far beyond the movie screen. Section 5. Blaxploitation's controversial legacy. Blaxploitation wasn't without its critics. Some argued that the films reinforced negative stereotypes, that they glorified violence and crime, that they exploited Black audiences for profit. These criticisms were not without merit. Blaxploitation films often walked a fine line between empowerment and exploitation. They could be both progressive and problematic. Some critics felt that the film's portrayal of Black characters was one-dimensional, that they focused too much on crime and violence, that they presented a narrow view of Black life. Others argued that the genre's reliance on stereotypes, even when subverting them, could be harmful, that it perpetuated negative images of Black people. Section 6. The genre's decline, a perfect storm. By the mid to late 1970s, the Blaxploitation wave began to recede. A confluence of factors contributed to the genre's decline. One factor was oversaturation. Studios, eager to capitalize on the trend, churned out Blaxploitation films at a dizzying pace. Quality suffered as a result. Another factor was changing social attitudes. As the civil rights movement progressed, some audiences began to see Blaxploitation as outdated. They wanted films that reflected the changing realities of Black life. The rise of other genres, such as disaster movies and science fiction, also contributed to Blaxploitation's decline. Audiences were hungry for something new. Section 7. echoes of Blaxploitation in modern cinema. While Blaxploitation may have faded from mainstream cinema, its influence can still be felt today, resonating through various aspects of modern filmmaking. Echoes of the genre can be seen in everything from action films to comedies to independent cinema, showcasing its enduring impact. Quentin Tarantino, a self-proclaimed fan of Blaxploitation, has paid homage to the genre in films like Jackie Brown and Django Unchained, blending its elements with his unique style. These films borrow heavily from Blaxploitation's visual style, music, and themes, creating a nostalgic yet fresh cinematic experience. Other directors, such as Spike Lee and John Singleton, have explored similar themes of race, identity, and social justice in their work, continuing the conversation started by Blaxploitation. While not strictly Blaxploitation films, their work often reflects the genre's influence, highlighting its relevance in contemporary storytelling. Even in mainstream Hollywood, the legacy of Blaxploitation can be seen in the rise of black superheroes like Black Panther and films with predominantly black casts like Girls Trip and Black Panther itself, celebrating black culture and identity on a grand scale. Section 8, a new generation of storytellers. Today, a new generation of filmmakers is rediscovering and reimagining Blaxploitation. These filmmakers are drawing inspiration from the genre's legacy while also subverting its tropes and challenging its limitations. Films like Black Dynamite from 2009 and They Cloned Tyrone from 2023 offer a satirical take on Blaxploitation, poking fun at the genre's conventions while also celebrating its energy and style. These filmmakers are not simply imitating the past. They're using the language of Blaxploitation to tell new stories. Stories that are relevant to a new generation. Section 9, Blaxploitation, Soundtracks, a Revolution in Funk and Soul. The music of Blaxploitation was more than just a soundtrack. It was a powerful force that resonated deeply with audiences. It was an integral part of the genre's identity, shaping the very essence of these films. Artists like Curtis Mayfield, Isaac Hayes, and Marvin Gaye created unforgettable scores that perfectly captured the energy, the angst, and the soul of the era. Their music was a reflection of the times, echoing the struggles and triumphs of the black community. Mayfield's soundtrack for Superfly from 1972 is a masterpiece of funk and soul. It stands as a testament to his genius and the power of music to tell a story. The music is both catchy and socially conscious, reflecting the film's themes of crime, poverty, and black empowerment. It spoke to the realities of life in urban America. Hayes' score for Shaft from 1971 is iconic. It set a new standard for film music. The film's theme song, with its wah-wah guitars and Hayes' smooth vocals, became an instant classic. It remains one of the most recognizable pieces of music from the era. These soundtracks weren't just background music. They were a driving force in the narrative. They were an essential part of the Blaxploitation experience, providing a sonic backdrop that was as important as the visuals. They amplified the film's emotions, enhanced their impact, and left an unforgettable mark on popular culture. The legacy of these soundtracks continues to influence music and film today. Section 10. The enduring appeal of Blaxploitation. Decades after its heyday, Blaxploitation continues to fascinate and inspire. The genre's enduring appeal lies in its raw energy, its stylish aesthetic, and its unflinching portrayal of Black life in America. Blaxploitation films were unapologetically Black. They celebrated Black culture, Black music, and Black style. They provided a much-needed dose of representation in an industry that had long ignored or marginalized Black voices. The genre's influence can still be felt today, not just in cinema, but in music, fashion, and popular culture. Blaxploitation was more than just a genre. It was a cultural movement. Section 11. Blaxploitation. A complex legacy, a lasting impact. Blaxploitation's legacy is complex and multifaceted. It was a genre born out of exploitation, but it also gave rise to empowerment. It reinforced stereotypes, but it also challenged them. It was both progressive and problematic. Today, Blaxploitation is remembered for its iconic characters, its stylish aesthetic, and its cultural impact. It paved the way for greater representation in Hollywood and inspired generations of filmmakers. Blaxploitation's influence can still be felt today as new generations discover its legacy and find new ways to tell their own stories. The genre's impact on cinema and culture is undeniable. We hope you enjoyed this Blackbird's journey back to revisit the Blaxploitation genre. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep these historical and important videos coming. Besides, what would the world be without a song?